Good morning. Jody here with Thumos Strong Dads. I want to say a few words about redos, do-overs in life, opportunities to rewrite the script. About 2 decades ago, I was teaching my stepdaughter at the time to ride a bike. And I got to tell you, for those that knew me then, I was anything but a patient man. And of course, I brought that into teaching her to ride a bike. And in full transparency, I started well. I started with a decent amount of patience. But in a typical impatient way, as an impatient young man, I jumped right into what I thought was the best thing to do to give her balance to ride this bike, which was to pedal. That was my tactic, was to jump right in. And so we did that. And what started as pedal, 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 ended up as pedal, damn it. I did not do my best. Blew an opportunity. She did learn to ride a bike. But I look back on that performance and what lesson did I teach? How did I do? Not the best. But life gives us redos. As long as we're alive, and I think about that sunrise behind me. It seems to come up every day. What a beautiful thing. So I, like you brothers, I get a redo. In fact, I got multiple redos. Same sort of opportunity. So fast forward about 15 years and I got to teach my boys to ride bikes. And I wasn't alone in that process. Grandparents had a role in it and my wife had a role in it, but I had a role in that process for all three. And I did better. It was an opportunity to rewrite the script, to rewrite and redo the first script, which I didn't do very well on. This time I did better. It was not perfect. I'm still me. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still a fairly young man, but I did better. Fast forward to about 2 weeks ago, 51 years of age, I got a third opportunity. Funny how God just continues to give us opportunities and redos, oftentimes in different packages, sometimes in almost the same package. This time my son, who's 14, had a friend over. He didn't know how to ride a bike. I'm gonna do everything I can. When friends come over, I just wanna be a good man, a good dad. I wanna help and add value. Because I want the same thing when my son is over at another man's house. I want him to be kind. I want him to be helpful, to teach my son. So it's kind of what I try to do. So I said, come on, buddy, we're going to teach you how to ride a bike. This time I did it with a whole lot more patience and passion. This time I employed a different tactic. We started at the top of the driveway, and I addressed what I believe is the fear around riding a bike, which is falling. And so we started at the top. I taught him to get his hand near the handbrake and his feet close to the ground. That's all we focused on. And we did that. We let him go down the gentle slope of the driveway 10 or 12 times. Use the brake, put the feet down. The probability of falling using that technique is very, very low. Boom. We addressed his fear. He had none. So now we had to focus on the balance piece. And he had already practiced a little bit, evidently, before he gets with me. So he's already pretty good. And so now it's pedal, pedal, pedal. But I'm delivering that with encouragement and patience. And I'm running down the road with him as he's pedaling. And I'm holding onto the back of his shirt. Very tight. No slack in that. Because if he's under my watch, he's not going down. And he got the balance, the pedaling down very fast. Now we just have to teach him to turn. And we start with big, wide turns and gentle corners. And he got that very fast. The whole time we're doing this time, I got it right. I was patient, I was encouraging, I was complimentary. I'm proud of you, you got this. Man, you're good at this. Golly, you're killing it. Brothers, I'm 51 years of age, and it took me that long to get this one right. I was given redos. What a blessing. I was given that third redo, sort of an opportunity handed to me, but I had to be aware enough to say, hey, this kid doesn't know how to ride a bike. I could have just ignored it and been passive and said, not my problem, but that's not the man I want to be anymore. It's not the man that I am anymore. I want to add value, I want to help, and so I did. And guess what? We rewrote a script for that boy. At 14 years of age, what story was he possibly telling himself around not being able to ride a bike? Sometimes in men's work, as they or we grow up, it kind of turns into some version perhaps of, I don't have what it takes, or I'm not good enough. Maybe, maybe not in this case, but we rewrote a script perhaps. My sons, my 3 boys got to see this. They got to see their dad actively involved, teach, care, be patient. Got to see that for a change. My wife got to see. I had an opportunity, and it's a blessing. Brothers, you've got opportunities as well to rewrite the script, to do redos, to do do-overs, and do it right. If you're anything like me, maybe you grew up mowing yards. I worked my tail off. Hot Houston summers, I don't remember getting a drink of water unless I went to the side of a house and drank it out of a water hose. Beautiful taste of rubber. But I worked hard, and I had allergies, and rocks would fly up, and it wasn't all bad. It was just something I felt like I had to do, and I didn't enjoy the whole process. Fast forward, when I purchased my first home, I didn't even buy lawn equipment. I just hired it out. That's not all bad. That's a good ROI move, because I was focusing on my career. I didn't want to plan my weekends around mowing yards. I remember the days where I would go pull on a mower and break the rope. Now what? Now it's turned into several hours or waiting on the equipment to get fixed and be brought back. Anyway, I'll look up one day, fast forward, I look up one day fairly recently and I go, man, I got 3 boys, and my oldest especially has never mowed a yard because I've hired it out. That's kind of a bad dad moment for me. So I said, come on, son. We purchased a mower. And I realize it's another redo. I get to rewrite the script. And so now as I'm out there teaching my boys, plural, because all 3 boys have now mowed the yard safely, I'm teaching it from a place of a pleasant experience. I want it to be as much as a get to do as a got to do. We're slowing down, we're enjoying the process, we're trying to embrace the pride of a freshly manicured lawn. We're trying to embrace the sunshine and the smells. So avoid the heat of the day. Look, work is good, but I want to rewrite the script. I want to make this pleasant for them and for me. I don't have to do this, it's a get to do. And now I enjoy it. I've been able to rewrite the script. Brothers, think about all the opportunities that you have in life where you're able to rewrite the script, especially as dads. How many times have you possibly, like me, lashed out, been impatient? Perhaps multiple. Isn't it funny how we can treat those we love the most, the harshest? It's just a reality. But we have opportunities over and over. As long as we're alive and that sun is rising, we have an opportunity to rewrite that script, to do a redo. I've seen far too many men wounded, who have experienced pain in the past by impatient dads, impatient fathers. And I get it, and it's rough and it's tough. And it can be it's a pretty legit reason. It's an excuse with merit, perhaps. But I look at those situations and I go, hey, brother, that's all the more reason for you to rewrite the script. Your dad was going through whatever he was going through. Sometimes he was a kid raising a kid. All the more reason to rewrite the script. Because when we get it right, our kids see that. And then they have an opportunity to get it right. And that's the trickle effect. That's the, I should say, ripple effect. Passing on the good stuff. And the wives get to see that too. I think that's the best thing we can do for our kids and our wives, is redo the redos the right way. Rewrite the script. Brothers, that's my thoughts around redos and rewriting the script. Be aware of the opportunities that are in front of you and do the best you can do to get it right. Jody here, 2 Most Strong Dads. Take care.